Shalom to elected Israel, to the hope elected Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, Haitians, born Israelites, so like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give our praise to Barak there was shot. Barak there was shot. Gotta give our praise to Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash, name of the Heavenly Father, who everybody intimately calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is in the Rawchaa Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of Yahawashi, is the Holy One of Israel, by intimately called Jesus Christ, so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great, and the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Qadash, the Holy Spirit, has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave His only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Let us all tell the truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord, want to be part of that number. Lord, want to be edifying those who fear the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to the light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9 is unto a read. 2 chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom, all you sincere believers out there tuning in here and on after. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. We're going to get into a lesson, and the title is "The Chains of Everlasting Darkness." Reminds us how much the Lord cares for the elect. You know, when we speak of the elect, we speak of the elect of Israel, you know, and you know, this is a very serious situation that we're dealing with And you know, I've heard the apostles say one time, they said, you got to be a little bit crazy to be in this truth. Damn. Hold on real quick. God damn. Oh, shit. How'd you get in there? Well, you know, whatever. Not going to worry about that guy right now. You know, there's one scripture that says there are spiders in king's mansions. I've never seen a spider like that. And he's just like crawling on my screen. He's listening. Whatever. We're just going to leave him alone for right now. But you got to get up out of here, bro. I ain't never seen one like that. It's got some white spots on it. God damn. He ain't fucking with me. We cool. Because we live kind of next to a forest. You know, but it said in the time of Jacob's trouble, the beast shall be at peace with you. So a lot of people think we crazy when we talk about stuff like this, when we go over stuff like this, when we show what we dealing with is Jake, man. I don't think people understand the severity of what you're dealing with, man. You're dealing with real men, and we're not gonna prove it to you. We're not gonna prove it to you. We don't have to prove it to you that we're real men. You know, we don't have to do that. And you know, it's different brothers, different administrations, different you know, it's different levels of brotherhood. You know, and when you get into it, you know, one thing you want to be is humble, because you know, everything ain't what it seems, man. Everything is not what it seems. And that's why a lot of people are going to get blown up here in America, Babylon the Great, because they have this mindset where they think that what they see is the last of what you know. And it doesn't work like that. Everything is a test. Everything around you that you see is the spirit of power, Yahawashi. I don't think people get that yet. You know, sometimes he makes you just wait and be patient and he's going to see what you're going to do. Sometimes he sees if you're going to be like Esau. If you're just going to, every time you see something, you just put it to death. It's not how we do, man. You know? And it says that spiders dwell in king's mansions. We'll just start with that, because I seen this dude. He was crawling on my TV, and I was like, all right, whatever. You do that. He didn't even bother me. He just left me alone. It makes me curious. It makes me go in another direction. And when it talks about those mansions, it's talking about universes. Okay? Well, we'll look it up. We'll see what it's saying. You know? Because when we see stuff on the physical side, it's actually going it's actually going into, you know, something spiritual, but you have to be patient and like really like wait to see if the Lord's saying to you, you know. But I'm going to read this. This makes me curious. I want to read this because I haven't really went into this in a while. We're going to read it in the GNT also. So this is Proverbs. We might do the NLT first. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 28. A spider taketh hold of a hole with her hands, and is in king's palaces. And I've heard Zaquan talk about this whenever I see we see certain creatures like spiders and stuff, that we're kings. We're that's Malak, messenger. But we don't act like we're just kings. We know that we're unprofitable servants. And that's what I want to go into, coming into. And this is crazy that I'm reading this, because this is literally what I'm going through. And, you know, you just got to take it right, Jake. And not everybody's supposed to get it. Not everybody's supposed to get it. Sometimes you do something, it doesn't mean everybody's supposed to get it. Sometimes it takes a while for certain people to get it, certain believers to get it. Some things that you go through, Jake, you don't have to explain everything. The Lord is in everything, man. You don't have to explain everything. You just have to you know, teach. Verse 29, there be three things which go well. Yea, four are comely in going. Verse 30, a lion which is strongest among beasts, and turneth not away for any. We're gonna read it in NLT in a second. Gonna point it out. Shalom, GMS Shana Naik Ba, Shalom, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Shalom. Of course, Shalom to everybody else on the comment board, especially, brothers that tune in after. Also, you sincere sisters, y'all know who I am, man. We rocking over here. We serve Bahasham, Yahawashi. We love Israel, man. Verse 31, a greyhound, and he go also, and a king against whom there is no rising up. We'll read verse 32, and then we'll go into NLT, and we'll go into that. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thine hand upon thy mouth. So this is the things that I wanted to go into today. We got to examine ourselves, Jake. We got to examine ourselves, man, on a high level, man. We got to examine ourselves on a high level. That is the spirit that Israel is in right now. We are examining ourselves on a higher level than we ever have before. Especially me, because I'm very new. And you got certain people who will come in the truth. And I don't want to say like anybody who's diligent, especially anybody who's dealing with GMS. I'm talking about you got certain people like other camps, whatnot, and they feel like, oh, I've been in the truth for 7 years. I've been in the truth for 25 years. Oh, the Lord dealing with me. That's not always the case, man. The Lord could have ordained you to be in the truth for only 10 years, and he throw you out of here, man. I seen people when I ain't even been here that long. I done seen people that I thought was like, oh man, that's a man of the Lord, and they didn't got the doggone done thrown out, man. Like, we got to be humble in this thing, man. We got to be humble. We got to be humble in this thing, man. So we're gonna go back to that. Proverbs, we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 30, verse 27, and then we're gonna get back into this Proverbs, and then we're gonna move on. Hey, man. Hey, I don't know what people think about us, but guess what? We don't give a goddamn. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 27, it reads in the NLT, locusts, they have no king, but they march in formation. We got Yahawashi. What makes you think that we not in formation? What makes you think that we don't have a level of stability in the brotherhood? That this is highly sophisticated. I don't think Jake knows yet. I don't think the majority of Jake understands the level of sophistication that we have in this brotherhood. I don't think Jake understands yet, but he will. He will. And if not, you're going to know through death by pain. Verse 28, lizards. They are easy to catch, but they are found even in kings' palaces. So even like that spider I seen, it just walked all over my stuff. Like, I could have killed it, but it's found somewhere where you wouldn't think it'd be found, man. What makes you think that us so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, since we so easy to catch, right? Since you could just pull up on us at any time, what makes you think? What makes you think, man, that we not gonna pull up on your ass, man? Verse 29, there are three things, and it said lizards. That's crazy, because in the King James Version, it says spiders, right? And I'm curious. I want to go look up that word, since they're gonna change it to lizards. There's nowhere it says spiders in the NLT. Like, that is crazy. It shows you how much they changed it, right? But look at, you can go back to 25. Ants, they aren't strong, but they store up food all summer, man. We've been storing up this truth, man. Y'all think that we ain't talking about nothing, man. Oh man, this is what you need. Okay, this is what we need. So that's all we do, man. All we do is think about this, and sometimes we act like it in front of everybody that we don't. But this is all we think about, man. Verse 29, there are three kings that walk with stately pride. No, four that strut about, a lion, the lion, king of animals, who won't turn aside for anything. a strutting rooster, a male goat. And you know, when it talked about it, said right there, it said the he goat. The he goat, when you go into later on in the scriptures, that's talking about Alexander the Great, Alexander the Greek, right? Acting like you just the shit, right? A king as he leads his army. That's the only time. If you have been a fool by being proud or plotting evil, covereth your mouth in shame. So I'll be telling all these women, shut your motherfucking mouth, man. Because that's all the women have been since they dealt with Esau, even so-called white men. Shut your fucking mouth, man. Shut up. Okay? But we're considered a woman to Yahawashi. So there was a big time. What do you think when the elders and apostles come talk to us? You know what we're supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be shutting our fucking mouth, man. That's what we be saying. Like, people don't understand the order in this thing. Like, people just be like, oh, I just been in here forever. Like, all right, well, whatever, bro. But there's a reason why brothers get put in positions that they're put in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this to anybody that we good with. We're saying this to people who think they just the shit. Okay, these other camps, they be like, we the shit, right? ISUPK, IUIC, right? Going in there acting like, oh, I just been in the game. All right, okay. Yeah, it's three things which go well, right? Which is talking about these kings, these people, these different type of mindsets, right? A lion which is strongest among beasts. And it said that it wasn't given to the swift. Like, this isn't given to the strongest people of the earth. It said the meek shall inherit the earth. So if you think you just the toughest motherfucker out here, you through. This is the people that the Lord's saying that don't know what they're talking about. Right? And turn from not wait for any, right? Just buck up to anybody. A greyhound, a he-goat also, and a king. It's in the King James Version. Against whom there is no rousing up. If thou hast done foolishly and lifted up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Surely the churning of milk bringeth forth butter, right? So the correction bringeth you, it brings you to a better position, or you're going to get destroyed if you don't accept it. And the wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood. So forcing wrath bringeth forth strife. So that's why a lot of times, whenever people try to come against us, we don't bring forth, we don't try to bring forth blood or strife. But that doesn't mean that the Lord's not dealing with us, man. I want to read that last one in the NLT. It says the beating of cream yields butter, right? It's talking about going through trial. Okay, because it's cool to look it up in different phrases if it matches. And striking the nose causes bleeding. So stirring up anger causes quarrels. So that's all three things that you can compare to the truth, and apply to yourself and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? We want to yield some type of product, okay, and that is the elect, man. Okay, that's what we're teaching for. We're teaching to hopefully that whoever's listening to our stuff, it brings forth the elect, and it says a double-edged sword, man. So you got to be balanced with your sword. You can't just be slashing all the time. Sometimes you just hold it and be like, look, I could have did that, but I'm just showing you that this is what it is. So it's got to be balanced. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was talking about, you don't want to be a person that's stirring up anger. And what you say, the Lord is knowing whether you stirring up anger or not, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be around an elder, so I know what stirs up anger and what doesn't, man. But a lot of people, when they come into this thing, and when they come into it, they think that they know everything, and then they be saying some shit, and they don't understand when they be stirring up anger in the elders, man. You got to be careful what you're saying around elders and apostles. You have to be careful. And I can say that not with in a sense of being like I'm just somebody important. I'm saying it because I've been around them. I done talked to them, to the apostles, at least one of them. So I know how they feel about stuff, at least to an extent, man. I've got to see it up front in person. Okay, I've got to witness it. It's a whole different level when you go to that point. You have to be careful how you talk about, what you say around people, because you don't have no idea about this thing until you really get into it. It's bigger than precepts. It's bigger than, and this is what I'm finna go into, because the brothers, look, we're gonna get to it, man. I'm gonna try to get to it. We just hoping that whatever we're saying is going to the good fish, man. Because just because somebody watch your stuff doesn't mean that the Lord's dealing with them. He gets good fish and bad fish. It says we're fishers of men. You're going to have some people that come that be scoffing, talking shit. You're going to have AI pull up on your shit. And then you're going to have people that actually, really actually take consideration of what you're saying. So it says a dragnet. Matthew chapter 13, verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, which is talking about the people, and gathered of every kind. So everybody's going, just because somebody pull up on your shit saying shalom doesn't mean that they're a good fish. So that's why the elders and apostles are like, hey, man, damn, he done went all the way the fuck over there, man. Shit. Just because it says like he gathered forth every kind doesn't mean that when somebody walk past you or whatever and say shalom doesn't mean they're fucking with you, man. We have to think like that. I got to think like that because I have a business. Like I actually got a whole lot of people trying to talk to me and shit. But I got to be like, man, just because they be like shalom or hi or we best friends, I got to be like, man, I got to test this person. And that's any fucking body. Because I'm in GMS. Like I'm not trying to fall out or be like one of these weak ass fucking motherfuckers who done fell out the truth, man. I'm not trying to be like them. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that I'm just like gonna be an asshole to everybody, but I'm gonna see what you about. That's what we do. We're gonna see what you about, man. We gotta see how you react in every way before we go into a further level of communicating with you. That's how it goes, man. I know, hey, I learned from Elder Ariala, Elder Yashawamba, my elder. Hey, we learned, hey, man. We learned just like everybody other brother learned. We didn't learn no soft ass way, man. We learned like, hey, man, we gonna see what you about first before we start getting into dealing with you on another level, and that takes time. That takes time, man. That takes time. So it says, and gathered of every kind. So we know that in the net, it's a whole bunch of people that's saying shalom, but a whole lot of them niggas is not really with the Lord. Verse 48, which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels and cast the bad away. So it's a whole lot of people talking about shalom. We trying to get in GMS. We trying to be with the brotherhood. It's a whole lot of people like that. We're going to see. We're going to see, man. That's what we're saying. We're going to find out, man. That was how I was. I came in and they had to see if I was a good fish or bad fish. And I'm still getting tested. So you don't ever want to be in the spirit where you just like, oh, well, I've been in the truth for 10 years. The Lord can throw your ass out, man. You don't ever want to be like that. We don't want to be like that, man. We don't want to be like that. For sure. That's why it's a spirit. That's why the spirit right here. That's why I wanted to go into the scripture, because my elder just did one 3 days ago. He said, we're fishers. He said, we're fishers of men. Year 2000 was a stumbling block for the bad fish. And you think all the bad fish is gone since 2000? No, it hasn't. They're not. No, there's still some of them still are around. Some of them just got caught. You know, and a lot of us wasn't here in 2000, man. Dude, I was like fucking like 8 years old, man. Hey, man, I'm not going to be thinking like anything like, oh, I've been here or whatever, man. Here, let me get this guy before he goes where he's not supposed to go. Let me get this guy. Hold on, Baba Shah. Get in there. Go over there. Go over there and do something in the corner, man. Get the fuck up over there. And the reason why I'm not really too scared about spiders and stuff, just a small testimony. I met a guy way back then before I came into truth. I was like 20, and he was from the Philippines, and he grabbed this spider and he held it in his hand and was like, yeah, check this out. And he put it in the corner and we in the house, and we was living in there, and no fucking bugs is ever in the house, man. So, you know, I'm not really like tripping on spiders, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta put them in order. Like, don't go over there. Stop, man. Don't go over there. Go the fuck in the corner, man, like you're supposed to. Yeah, go over there. Damn, he done caught a damn web on my shit. I'm going to trap you now. Now you in trouble. I done trapped him. All right. He don't want to listen, so I might have to throw him out. He don't want to understand correction. Anyways, it sounds crazy, but over there in the Middle East, in the East, man, people are different, man. I've met a lot of them. I've lived with people from the Ivory Coast, man. Like they don't think like Americans, man. They don't think like Babylonians. So that's why, like, when I came into the truth, I was like, hey, man, this is it. You know, we're not afraid to show you who we are, man. We're not afraid to act. We're not acting like nobody else. You know, we'll just go to 49. So it shall be at the end of the world, right? That's where we at. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked among the just. Who's the angels? Who's the angels? We know we've talked about that word malak. It means king or messenger. So the angels, he is talking about the prophets. He's severing them. He's severing, you know, you through the word. Okay. And a lot of people think we're crazy. A lot of people think something's wrong with us. But you're going to find out that we're the only way out of the end of your ass. This is what you're going to find out. Verse 50, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. Talking about the missiles. We're always talking about them every day, at least a little bit. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth, man. You know, it's not a game. It's not a game. So Apostle Gabar, because I wanted to go into first what my elder was talking about, and you know, like I said, you know, I like a lot of things that Elder Apostle Gabar said, and I was listening to the brother Damawathia from the GMS camp in Orlando, man, and he was hitting some very great points, man. That's what inspired me to do this lesson, really. So I might not even get to finish it all, but I'm trying to go through it quick. But stuff has happened around me where I'm like having to do other stuff and like examine stuff, man. Because people don't understand like the seriousness of what it means to be a prophet. Like there's going to be stuff that's happening to you that is not going to be happening to any regular ass people, man. So I was watching this movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but he was talking about sometimes you got to sacrifice your queen, right? And in a sense, this is something that Damawathia said. It's a scripture I'm gonna bring up in a second. But he said that we are unprofitable servants. He did a whole lesson on it a while back, and I've been wanting to do a lesson on it, but I wanted to see what else he was doing, where the spirit was taking him, man. But we are unprofitable servants. And that's what the Lord did. You know, it said that we're a reasonable sacrifice. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your queen and the queen needs harlot. And we're harlots considered to the Most High. So he put us out here as living sacrifices so he can checkmate Esau Edom, man. You know, that's basically what I'm trying to go into. Because this is a game of chess. Everybody always talks about the truth is a game of chess, right? So we're going to read about this. It said Queen Sacrifice. It said Queen Sacrifice is a 30-minute short film written, directed by Julian Richards in 1988. While he was a film student at Bournemouth in Poole College of Art and Design, and is based on his childhood experience as a schoolboy chess champion. Okay, but you can take this and put this into the truth. Okay, you can reflect this with the truth. So movies concerning this, they took this all the way into a time, okay, to where Esau, even the so-called white man, was trying to act like that too. He was trying to sacrifice his queen to checkmate the rest of the world. Okay, And we're going to prove it right here, but if you don't get it, you don't get it. Queen Sacrifice, 1988. Pawn Sacrifice, 2014-15. A chess bioptic about Bobby Fischer, while termed Queen Sacrifice is a chess concept. And a lot of people won their chess games like this. Okay, they would sacrifice their queen, and in the next two moves, they'd be like, checkmate. Okay, that's what we're saying. The film deals with high-level chess games. High level. This is high-level chess. You think that we're just fucking teaching for fun? No, this is high-level chess right here that you're dealing with. Everybody be like, oh, yeah, he's crazy. He, LOL. You're going to be the first nigga get blown up out here because your ass ain't listening. So it says a legend of Shuryo Thai, which is in 2001, same year that the 9/11 happened, and the same year that the Shanghai Coalition happened, which is going into the BRICS forming. Okay, Shanghai Coalition. If you don't know that, you can go look it up. We've talked about it and looked it up in past videos. It says you meant chess move, fantasy plot, historical sacrifice, etc. That's what he said. That's what it's saying. It says this is a historical sacrifice. This is historical. This is history right here that you're dealing with. You think we're just on the computer just coming over here to talk to y'all like it's a damn game or something. No. Y'all are finna get checkmated in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what's finna happen to all the unbelievers here. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. We just gonna go into the simple stuff. We don't have to, we're dedicated to this. This is what we love doing. Like, I don't understand what people like be asking us some weird ass questions and shit all the time. Well, we're not gonna answer you. If you're not hearing what we're saying, then you're gonna die. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, right? And he said that Israel, what did he say about Israel? What did the Lord say about Israel? He said it in Jeremiah. Jake think this shit a fucking game. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2, man. And Jake comes from a lot of hard places, so Jake thinks that the apostles and the elders and the brothers on down are gonna come talking to you like a fucking like Lil Weenie or something. We're gonna talk to you like you've been getting talked to your whole life because we're in Babylon the Great and it's fucking hell here. It's a goddamn cesspool for demons. Then as soon as we start talking to you like we're fucking men and we got balls, now you got a fucking problem? The fuck out of here with that weak ass shit. We're going to talk to you like you need to be talked to, like you're in fucking trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman, right? But since we sinned against the Lord, he looked at us like queens. And the word queen means harlot. So he says, since you're a harlot, it is your dedicated service to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, which means separate. We're not going to be celebrating birthdays. We're not going to be eating pork with y'all. We're not going to be smoking weed with y'all. We're not going to be kicking it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it used to be back in the day. Y'all used to know us for that because we was considered that to the Lord. Damn harlots. But it's coming to this point where you're going to do this and you're not going to fucking find it. Hold on. This is what's coming right now. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with us, man. This has to do with prophecy and Bahasham, man. We don't deserve anything that we have right now. We're not here to make you feel good about it. We're here to make you want to repent like us. So we're fucked up out here, man. We're trying to go home. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 20. In those days, talking about right now, in that time, saith the Lord, Yahawah, but really right here is all caps on the Lord. So it's talking about Yahawah. The iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, right? Iniquity means sin upon sin. So y'all be looking like, yeah, smoke a blunt with me, kick it with me, Bo. Come over there and just rock with a brother, right? Right? And there shall be none in the sins of Judah, they shall not be found, nor will I pardon them whom I reserve. Or it says, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. From what? Judgment coming. That's what it's talking about. You're going to get to the point where you be trying to kick it with us, and we're going to be like, nah, we're not fucking with y'all. We already played the harlot. We're done with that. We're ready to go fucking home, man. We've taken our lesson and we've understood it. We're ready to get the fuck out of here. You know? Like, we're not trying to keep dealing with this. So right now, we're presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. And we don't always do it always right all the time. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we fall short. But guess what? We ain't no bitch-ass men. We're going to get up and we're going to keep moving. Same way with the hopeful elect woman. They ain't no bitch-ass women. They're going to get the fuck up and they're going to keep serving the Lord. That's what we're born to do. Wholly acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service. Why? Because we were fucking harlots. That's why I said when it goes in that scripture where it talks about even the publicans, right? The publicans and the harlots, or even making in the kingdom of heaven before you. That's talking about us that came into the hopeful elect and trying to stay here and know our offenses, and not make it seem like we're just so accustomed to the game, like we know the game. No, we don't never know the fucking game. We will never know the game fully until Yahawashi gets here, and that's how the heathens are going to be in the kingdom. We need to be shame-facing this motherfucker till he gets here. That's the spirit we got to be in. We can't be in like, oh, I've been in the truth for however long. We can't do that. Because once we do that, the Lord's going to let us to our own devices, and we're going to destroy ourselves like we did every other fucking time we've been here, man. We can't do that shit. Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, which is talking to ourselves too, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, going into the scriptures. And that's not going to be something that's easily done. It's got to be continuously read. It's got to be through strain. It's got to be through, just like Elder Ariella said, he said it's got to be through he said it's got to be through it's got to be competence before confidence. And once you receive confidence, you have to act like you're still in front of everybody with competence. Okay? How do we know that's true? How do we know that's true? Hold on. How do we know what we're talking about is in the scriptures? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And it reads, and if any man think that he know of anything, he know of nothing as he ought to know. This ain't really the one I want to go into. But if any man love the Most High, the same is known of him. But I ain't going to go into that one just yet. I want to go into this other one. The one that I wanted to mention that I just wanted to pull up. Damn, that's not the one. That's not the one. This is one that goes into where it says, basically, be as if you know, be even when you know a lot, be as if you know nothing. Hold on. And this is talking about when you're dealing with certain people. You're dealing with certain people that they don't think that they don't know what you're not talking about. You just be like, act like you don't know nothing there. That's basically what it's saying, but I'm looking for it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, we ain't gonna go with that one. We're just gonna go back to where we was at. But that's basically what it's saying. You know? That's basically what it's saying. You know what I'm saying? We only know what we're supposed to know. So especially if you're talking to us and you just think that we don't know shit, especially when you seeing the Lord set us up in GMS and set us up in a position where, like, you know what I'm saying, you like see us, then we just gonna act like we don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless the Lord wants us to tell you. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff. Cause I'm in the truth 2.5 years, man. I've been around elders that most people that's been in GMS just as long as my elder are just finding out how long he's been in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much they not telling us. So you got to be real humble here, because it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I was listening to, like I said, I want to mention this. This is the title from Elder Apostle Gabar. He said, "Listen up, a lot of power in being a loner," right? And that's kind of like, you know, I know a lot of brothers that are like that and elders that are like that. And he's right, you know, being a loner. You know, that's why a lot of times people look at us like, oh, you alone and stuff. Well, guess what? We not alone. We got the spirit and power of Yahawashi with us. We're not alone. We're okay over here. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see us every night alone doing lessons. And the only people you see us around when we sitting down is with brothers. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you're going to see. For the most part. But he mentioned something that I want to mention in this lesson that he did. And he was talking about even with like how we eat is fucked up. Because you got some people, they just eat fruit all year. But it was supposed to be only a certain amount of season that you would eat fruit. And then the rest of the seasons, you would eat meat. You was a meat-based diet. Okay? That was something that was heavy for me because I learned that. I've been listening to apostles and elders every video they done put out, man, damn near. Okay, and brothers, I ain't never heard that, and I've been here listening diligently. So that's how you know that just because you've been here for whatever, how long, that don't matter, man. That doesn't matter. That's why I said, even if you think you know something, be as if you know nothing. Let me see if I can pull it up one more time. Because you just never know, man. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. We're going to read it in this style. This is really what I look at. It's in the NLT. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. It's a good version of it but it's not the scripture I was looking for. But it's one of them that says, let me do right here. Let me do that. So this is one version that I haven't even heard of. I want to go pull this up for edification's sake. This is one of them I ain't even heard of. But this is what I was trying to say. And this definitely applies to me. I just got here. So I know that's why I like, you know, a lot of times my lessons be long because I be studying while I'm doing lessons and stuff. I'll be studying at the same time because I don't be having a whole lot of time to study no more. I don't have as much leisure time as I used to. So when you go to it, right? And I want to say, what is the GW version? What does that mean? Well, first, just to make sure I'm on point. Oh, the God's Word translation. So they got a God Words translation, okay, which communicates the good news, right? Okay, so it's basically like a GNT. We usually do the good news translation, but this one's called the GW, which is God's Word, Yahawah's Word. It says, knowledge makes people arrogant, but love builds them up. What is love? Love is keeping the commandments. Love is correction. That's what love is. Everybody think love is just like what you just dating some female and you go out on some date with that bitch and you give her shit. That's not love. Love is correcting your sons, chastising your children. That's real love, correction. But love builds them up to be what? Not no bitch ass men or some bitch ass women out here just being weenies. Those who think they know something still have a lot to learn. But if they love Yahawah, they are known by Yahawah. So that's what we got to think like forever till he comes back. That's what we have to think about. We have to think like that. And that's what the brothers was talking about in these lessons right here. The elder, apostle, and the brother. That's why he did a lesson called Get Over Yourself. You know, but I want to play some of it just to show like he was lifting up us too, man. He did a real good video, like to lift up people. Like we ain't just here to just like act like we don't need that lifting up too, man. That's why it's good to really listen to brothers, man. You know, they do be teaching us something. But I want to go to, before we go into it, let me get over here to the blue letter. And we're going to go look up a word in the Greek to make sure we're doing that. Galatians chapter 6. I really don't even be expecting a lot of people to be watching fully through my stuff, man. I do this to help me just as much as who's watching. I don't need nobody watching my stuff, man. We don't care about that. What we care about is really showing that we give a shit about Bahasham to him. Okay? We're doing this because he told us to do it. He said through the foolishness of preaching, we'll make it out of here. So I'm just doing this because he said do it. I could do this shit without any of y'all watching. We don't need nobody to watch us. We don't care. So just like it said over there in 1 Corinthians, he said it over here again to make sure you know that he wasn't playing when he said this. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Verse 4, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. That's what the apostle was talking about. Apostle Kabar was talking about. It's great to be a loner. We don't need nobody's gratitude to know that we know what the fuck we're talking about. We don't need you. Okay? Now I'm talking about the whole hopeful elect, the women, the men, the children. We don't need your ass. We're talking about anybody who's not in this truth. We're not talking about people who gives a fuck about the Lord, man. We're not talking about that. So I want to look up this word. This word something. I'm confused. I'm curious what it was going to say because I never looked it up. What does it mean to think you're something? And then right after that, he says something when there's nothing, because it said Proverbs 11 verse 1, the false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So you got to be in the middle of that because we are something to the Lord. That's why he called us his friends. But you got to also remember that you
Strong's
got a lot to learn.
G 5100.
It doesn't matter how long you've been in the truth. You still got to act like you still got a lot to learn. That's why Apostle Kabar said that. He said, I'm still learning shit. He's an apostle. He said, I got a lot still. He said, I'm learning every day. So there ain't no way anybody else, I don't care, 5, 10, 15, 20 years,
It doesn't matter how long we've been here. We got to act like we don't know shit. Okay? Because there's even, like if we looked in Deuteronomy, it said, man, like, like there's secrets to the Most High we'll never know. We don't know shit, man. We know the prophecy. That's it, man. We don't know nothing else. We always learn something here. You ain't gonna never just be like, oh, I'm just new to this or ready for this shit, or no, it ain't ever gonna be like that. It's never gonna be that, ever, forever. Okay, even when we get into the kingdom, there's gonna be stuff that's still secrets to the Most High. It's not gonna just give us everything, man. He is the power of the universe. Yahawah didn't even give his own damn son the time. He's coming back to whoop ass. Makes you think you're gonna get there, you're gonna know everything. You're going to get cut off on some things. Some stuff we're never going to know. He's going to reveal it to us later. It's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like, damn, it's something he said I couldn't know. That is what we're dealing with for eternity, man. That's what we're dealing with right now. This is a certain one, right? A certain one. That's exactly what Brother Damawathia was talking about. You don't want to think you're just some certain one. And that's even dealing with King David. Because you know that says that scripture where it says, I want to make a point right here. I want to make a point, just speaking as a man, but it's going to make sense. Because it's scriptural. So right here when it says Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8, it's what's coming up. It's really what's going on right now. The Most High even looked at David as an unprofitable servant. All of us were looked at as unprofitable servants because we fucked up. Okay? Can't be thinking you're the shit. That's why when you hear about the elders and apostles taking care of King Masha, okay, they weren't acting proud and shit, man. Most people didn't even know who the fuck they were until, like, you know, decades later, man. We got to think like that. We can't think that we're just somebody who knows the game ever. Okay? This is coming from Bahasham. This ain't coming from me, man. I'm you know, I'm getting my ass whooped out here too. This is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, shall he say as Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them in that day shall be as David. So the weakest of us are going to be like David. What did David do? He went off. He went off and the Lord forgave him. That's what he's doing with the elect right now. That's why the apostles say, do it to the best of your abilities. Because we're just like David. We went off. So we can't be thinking like we're just like we know the game or whatever. Or we know how shit goes. We don't know shit. You know? It's how we got to be, man. You know, or the Lord will cast your ass out. And I only reason why I'm saying this because I listened to my elders, man. I sit there and listen to them, you know, and I shut my fucking mouth. I wouldn't be here because I know my ass ain't about shit. I'm barely fucking making it damn near half the time. And I'm not saying like I'm just fucking struggling, but what I'm saying is brothers know me, man. Brothers know where the fuck I came from. I didn't come from a easy way in here. And I'm still getting watched. Brother's still on probation area, okay? You fucking be talking all that weed and shit. No, bro. No. We cannot do that. And the house of David shall be as Yahawah and the angel of the Lord before them. And I'm just saying, bro, to myself. I'm not saying that to nobody specific, man. You know, this is what I do for myself. You know, like I said, that phrase, all geniuses talk to themselves, man. We can be loners without y'all, man. We don't have to have y'all here to talk to ourselves like this. We don't need you here. We're doing this because the Lord said to edify the sheep. That's why we're doing it. Or we wouldn't say none of y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about the believers. We're talking about to people that don't believe. To y'all, we love talking to y'all, man. Y'all we think about. The time we get to the house, we be like, what we gonna say to the elect, bro? What we gonna say to them? So I'll be tuning in, trying to see what everybody talking about. I don't even get to see everything, but I see what the Lord told me to talk about. But it said, just like the brother did. But like I said, you want to go do some studying, man. We weren't even supposed to eat fruit all year. Man, that was like something like hit me. I was like, oh shit, man. The apostles ain't playing, man. It had nothing to do with the lesson. Like I was like, oh damn. But this is like I said, this I'll tell you now, man. I really love this lesson, man. This is a good lesson. So, there's some couple things that he said, Brother Damawathia out of GMS Orlando camp. He said, he could have put you in the truth for 10 years and ordained for you to fall out, man. So we got to look at it like, shoot, man, we don't know what the Lord has planned for us, man. So everything is Lord willing. We can't be like, oh yeah, well, Esau, you come with it and bring it. No, we got to say, Lord willing, we endure, man. We got to talk like that. We got to think like that. You know what I'm saying? We can't be like, oh, we ready for him to come in. We don't know, man. We don't know what this devil gonna do to us, man. This Esau Edom gave this man the sword, and this nigga is finna do some nigga shit. We gonna find out that he is a real niggard real soon. We thought we was some niggas out here being wicked before we came in the truth. This is the nigga. Okay? This nigga Esau is the nigga. Okay? He is finna fucking go ham on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, man, Jake, I tell you, boy, it's about to be Super Mario Smash Brothers out here on 2/3. I don't think niggas understand yet. It's finna be the most terrifying shit. You know how like that's how I want to like. That's why I like Zaquan. He said, you know how you got a sibling and you watching them getting their ass whooped. You like you like terrified watching them getting their ass whooped. That is what we gonna be looking like when we see 2/3 get their ass whooped by Yahawashi. We're gonna be terrified, man. We're gonna be frightened, as the scriptures say. But I watched through this whole thing, but this is some stuff I wanna pull in here, and then we're gonna pull in some precepts, man. So let's go to it. Let's get into it.
Man, we have to look over the dumb shit. We have to look over the shit that's not important, because we're coming into a time where that stuff ain't gonna even be. Listen, man, the politics is about to go out the window, and a can of Vienna sausage is about to be more than a block of gold. You gotta understand, the mentality state that people are gonna be in that time is not the same as the one you're in.
Yeah,
you have to spiritually extract yourself, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, out of the mind state of this world.
Yeah.
Okay, get over your insecurities.
Get over your insecurities. That's a title for a lesson right there. Get over your insecurities, Jake. That's what we were saying. Like, know your potential. The other day, I was saying, know your potential, man. Get over your insecurities, man.
Get over your anxieties.
Yep.
Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice in trembling, because the Lord is bringing fire. He's bringing wrath.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's GMS right there. That's GMS. That's GMS right there. We're gonna go on the precept, and then he just did a lesson earlier, and I want to point out one more thing he said, and it's a whole bunch of stuff he said that was that I took in, of course, but I just want to point out a few things he said, and I just want a small response on it. So this is Matthew. Chapter 18. Man, I'll tell you, man. Elders and apostles, man, they trained up some real ass men out here, man. There is no way there ain't no man around my age be a real man without these men out here, man. Period. We would have been through. Out the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, man. That's why when y'all see us, we be hyping shit, and they be like, "Damn, it's like 4:00 in the morning. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's crazy." Y'all just don't. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea the excitement we have to actually have our forefathers back. Like, like people don't have no idea. Like we're so glad you guys are here, man. We're so glad you guys are here, man. You've done so much for us, man. We so glad, us young brothers. We're so happy that the Lord sent our elders and apostles here, man. Like I'm knowing stuff. I'm knowing stuff I never known my whole life. I'm teaching my own mother shit, and she been reading the Bible to me for 30 years, man. 30 plus years. She like calling me right now, like, "Ooh, what does this mean? How you think that is possible, man? That is the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, man. That is the only way. Because my mom's damn super Christian. Okay? I'm talking about wake up in the morning, reading the Bible every day. Don't know nothing still. Until I came across the elders apostles of Great Millstone and started saying stuff to her. That's it, man. That's how our families are going to wake up. And only one or two of them are going to wake up. And so far, I'm the only one in my family that's woke up. So I'm waiting on like one more. And then after that, the rest of y'all is probably going to be through. Because you think this is a game. This is prophecy. You need to make sure that you're ready to see the majority of your family die. That's what we're dealing with. And for me, shit, this is my damn family. Okay, because when I was out there, my first year sitting damn without shit and I lost everything to get tested by the Lord, only people who were there to tell me to get my shit together, it's elders and apostles, Great Millstone, the brothers, man. That was it. Everybody else fucking nowhere to be found. You know, they were doing fucking Christmas. It's Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. Let me go back up. Let me go 2. Let me go 1. Matthew chapter 18, verse 1. At the same time came the disciples, which apostle, I always say disciples mean students. What students is discipline, but the apostle Gabar was saying discipline, right? Came to the disciples unto Yahawashi, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And Yahawashi called the little children unto him and set him in the midst of them, right? And said, "Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children." So when you become converted, that means like you're coming into the fold of like the whole brotherhood. Like if you're a brother and you're somebody who's not in the fold, when you come into the fold, you got to come in like it's day one. You can't come in there like, "Oh, I've been in the truth for 20 years. And so now I know what I'm talking. I know what's going on." No, that's not how that works. Because when you come into the brotherhood, it's a whole nother level, man. It's a whole nother level. It's a military. It's just like if you ain't on the New York Knicks and you a free agent for 20 years, when you come on the New York Knicks, it's a whole nother fucking ball game. You're coming in that motherfucker like you knew. That's what we're saying. If you're coming over here in GMS, that's what the Lord's saying. Okay? We don't act like it's not about, just like brother Damawathi has said. He said it's not about GMS or whatever, but at the same time, that it's at the same time it's balanced, man. That's why every time you hear us on the camera, we double honors. What basically he was saying is outside of this, if you ain't really double honors for GMS, you're gonna ask gonna be grass. That's what he's saying. The GMS is very important. Okay, anybody want to argue about it? Let's go in the scriptures. We're gonna find out, because everything that I've learned and everybody else here that's talking about this is come GMS, man. Straight up, they're the only ones that kept it for us all the way to the end so far. So verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven, which is talking about the order. That's an order. So when you in the military, you don't go to your general and be like, "Hey, what up, bro? What the fuck you doing right now? What's going on?" No, you go in there and salute his ass. You be like, "Hey, how we do it? Every time I wake up, every brother in the house, I shalom, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak. Every time I talk to him, and every time I leave, That's a military, man. It's a spiritual military over here. You don't just be like some what you got going on. We don't talk to each other like that. This is a brotherhood. It's not a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? It's serious. And Jake be like, oh, I've been out here for a little bit. Well, you should know that then. You know? You should know that then. You know, that shit's serious. You know, and I try to be humble, man, because I know that I ain't talking about shit in the sense of I've been in the truth that long. So it's hard for a brother like me. It's not a lot of brothers that's in a position like me in that quick. So I'm still learning shit. I'm trying to chill out. Jake got to see that this ain't no fucking game over here, man. We're serious, you know? And it's hard as a young camp, us as a new camp. Really, we ain't new because we got one of the vets here. But considering everybody else here, we're new. So we're not finna just let anybody walk over us and just be talking to us like some, hey, bro, what's up with this? Well, you need to be, you need to be checking in and bring your ass over here. That's what you need to be doing before we get into anything else, because we got to see if you really give a fuck about us first. We didn't seen people who saying they love GMS and yes, ain't nowhere to be found most of the time. So we're waiting to see if you're about it. We just saying that just full broad, because I seen one dude that I ain't gonna mention his name, but he be on everybody's motherfucking comment board every goddamn day. He came on my comment board. Then we got to admit, hey, don't fuck with him no more. So we're cautious. We're not just going to fuck with you just because you're saying double honors. We're going to have to see through your actions. We're going to have to see you pull up frequently. Got to see you change your life for this shit. That's what we did to get in here. Verse 4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, right? Start your whole goddamn life over. Rerun shit. You know what I'm saying? The same as the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. That's why we're in GMS, man. It's not because we're the fucking shit or whatever. It's because we was like, hey, man, we here to get our ass whooped, basically. And we, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come in here and get your ass cussed out every now and then and shit. Like, that's the game, right? That's how Jake talked, right? In the hood, right? It's the game. Well, this is the only game that is gonna get you out of here. This game of chess. And you better be one of them queens the Lord is sacrificing, one of these unprofitable servants, as it says. We're unprofitable to the Lord. Can't be thinking that we know shit. We really don't, man. We really don't, man. Shit, especially me. I just got here. Verse 5, and whoso shall receiveth one such little child in my name receiveth me. So that's how we got to look at each other. We got to look at each other as children. That's why the apostles, you know, you'd be like, damn, you felt like you like got talked to like a little child and shit, like you grown ass man, like, hey, motherfucker, you like, that's what you got to go through. You know, that's what you got to go through to be here. Okay, and everybody know me, or at least all the experienced brothers. Everybody know I didn't come in with no damn. I got the humility. Real, I'm still in my humility stage. I ain't got no honor here. Shoot, I just like wearing rocks on my neck just to remember, like the lesson says, to help me remember. The chains of everlasting darkness, 30 pounds of rocks on my neck, ride my damn bike down the street for all the damn mistakes I've made, all the times that I've been here, I don't remember and shit. People think I'm trying to floss out and shit. No, this will remind me of the heaviness that we're fucking in. For me, you know? And that's why I really like Saquon, because he knew what I was doing it for. He got it. He wouldn't said, come stay with me. This is what we're here for. We're here to be chastened. That's why King David said, try my reins, try me out, see if I'm really with it. That's what he's here for. That's what this is. You know, we ain't coming here to be big bros, you know, especially me. But this is where the Lord put me at. So I still gotta, I still gotta hold it down. I still gotta be tough in a sense spiritually, because this is where He put me at. I don't want to drop. I don't want to just drop my position that He put me in. Not saying that my position is decent. I'm just saying, like, that's why I said be ready to be increased. That's why it says that. And you ain't gonna never be ready, Jake. You're never gonna be ready. That's why we always need counsel. So we always need reproof. That's why we always need brothers. Shit, I might wake up tomorrow and Jaquan be like, hey man, this shit right here, fucked all that. Go and get in there. That's what I'm hoping I get. That means that the Lord is fucking with me. Psalm 94 verse 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, right? Blessed. Right? And that's why a lot of brothers don't make it in the truth, because as soon as you get on them and be like, hey, and that's one thing I seen about some elders. They mentioned that some older elders was like, man, I call younger brothers for counsel sometimes to ask them because they was over them. That's the stuff that I've been watching and learning about, man. It's not about your age, man, because we entered into other men's labors. And some of those men that entered into labors is their own labor. The prophets are back, man. So we got to talk to each other like we could be one of them prophets, man. Above and below. It said respect the elder and the younger, man. And what does that mean? Every time you see one of us or you talk to one of us, it's Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak. Every time you see one of us, that's what we talking about. And if that hasn't clicked yet, if that intuition hasn't clicked yet, then it needs to click, Jake. Because we're not playing with that shit. It's very serious. It's Psalm chapter 94, verse 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teaches him out of thy law. Right? You could be talking to one of the men who built the fucking earth. Every time you see one of them, is shalom, and you salute. This is in Esau's army. We talk to each other like we're fucking gods over here. You respect your brethren. It's serious, man. Verse 13, that thou mayest give him rest in the days of adversity. That's what we're supposed to be doing, giving each other rest to where we know that whoever we're around, you ain't around nobody who doesn't know the law and what's going on and how the order is. What the Lord set up. We didn't set this up. The Lord set that up. Until the pit be digged for the wicked. So we got to keep doing that. And you know how it says in Apocrypha, it says one pit, one lily, right? We're not going to get our pit until they get theirs. Verse 14, for the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright of heart, right, it shall follow it, which talking about your mind. And that's what Elder Manasseh talked about. He had that one woman that wasn't even in the truth. She tried to call the Lord Yahuwah, and she said, "Yeah, a lot of you Jakes come from a hard place. So sometimes, like you need Jake in your ass like this. You need Jake on your ass, being a little bit loud, because that's where we're fucking born from. Especially brothers in Oklahoma and shit. You talking to some brothers in the city or something." Or Lawton or something, you talking to them like some little weak ass Jake. They ain't gonna listen to what the fuck you saying, man. You like the fuck? All right, bro. That's how they gonna be with you and shit. But we still try to be humble because there's gentle and froward brothers. And it says how you treat your brothers, how you treat your Yahawashi. So you gotta be careful how you talking to people. Everybody in the truth. Even the women and shit. You could be talking shit and that woman be Judith or something. Then the Lord get your ass because you wouldn't even know you wouldn't even nobody special to him. You just a regular ass prophet. You wouldn't even nobody that was named and shit. That's how we got to think and shit. We got to be careful how we talking to people. Period. Me too, man. I look back on some of the days and shit that I done shit. I'll be like, damn, I got to get my shit right, bro. Ain't no excuses. That's why Apostle Elder Yahawah said, shit, y'all got to get right quicker than us. And we got to get right quicker than them in a time where everybody is weaker through age. So us coming in the truth, we got to be stronger in a time where everybody else is weaker. Hey, man. That's why I said we'll be made perfect through weakness, especially as us young brothers. Because we ain't shit. We ain't here to act like we somebody. We feel like we just glad to fucking say something. That's why we be here on damn channel so long. You know what I'm saying? Talking to y'all because we love talking to Israel and shit. This is another thing he said that really hit me good too right here. Let's go into it.
Together to really, focus in and really, dial in on the salvation of the Lord, man. And if we say that we have not sinned, we're a liar. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. Hosea 6:1.
Sure.
Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, he will bind us up. Verse 2, after 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will rise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Right?
Now we know a day is 1,000 years to the Lord. This is the third day. He was crucified 2,000 some years ago, and he said the time will be shortened for the elect's sake. So we ain't got too much time more left to be risen up,
Beautiful. Verse 3, then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord, his going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain onto the earth. And the Lord has been calling the Israelites, who are originally and continuously his people.
See?
Okay.
He's only been calling on the elect the whole time, man. So for us to be here and he called us and to know that there's few that's chosen, hey, man, we don't know shit, man. That's what I'm trying to point out. What the brother's saying through the Spirit.
Okay, for repentance. And as we're acknowledging our sins, we're understanding that these are the times to be more sincere. These are the times to be more charitable. These are the times for acknowledgement. And these are the times that the Heavenly Father has set up. The brother, look. Salat, the brother in Trinidad was doing a beautiful lesson, man. And just a camp lesson on atonement. So acknowledgement is the key. There's things to change. We can all change. There's things that we can all do better. Okay, and we need to prioritize those things, and we need to understand getting over yourself is your first case scenario every morning. Don't be afraid.
Every morning. So it's not just a day of atonement. It's every morning. Our whole lives is an atonement, man. A lot of our lives, all of them,
About what the Lord is doing in your life. The scripture says man's goings is of the Lord. How can a man then know his own way? We don't know our own way. We are predestinated and pre-designed to do whatever the Lord wants us to do.
Whatever he wants us to do. And we're glad that he got us doing this, man. We're glad that he's got us at least trying to be right, man. Because everybody else is waxing worse. You got people who try to get raptured, and now they ass is trying to be Muslim. And over there in China, they taking down all the Muslim buildings because they say it's a mental illness, man. But with us, he's got us reading the scriptures, and he's putting us through affliction. He called us to be afflicted. He didn't call us to fucking get it easy, man. You gonna want us to come here and talk to you all like this soft ass shit? No, we're gonna talk to you like he called us to be in the furnace, fire. This is Psalm chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. This is Psalms 48:10. He's chosen us in the furnace of affliction, man. And this is one of the videos that Elder Manatazak just did. It was either him or Elder ICR. They, they do them videos with all the it'd be having the videos of Yahawashi and different AI videos and cool stuff, man, that they be doing, man, for Israel. One of the two of them did it. I just can't remember where now, but he just did it. That's what kind of inspired me to pull up this preset. Right? We're gonna look up that word affliction. You ain't going through this,
Strong's,
then your ass ain't Israel.
Strong's H 6040. Oni.
Affliction, poverty, misery, right? But in the spirit, we're not poor no more. We're rich in the spirit, but most of us, the majority of Jake is in poverty. But you got some Jakes that's living up pretty good, but they're looking out for the brotherhood. Because you even had in old Babylon, you had Daniel, he was rich. But Daniel in this time, he might not be rich. And then Daniel in this time, he might be poor as hell. We don't know, depending on how the Lord put him in his lot. But you ain't gonna get the same conclusion every time. Sometimes in the other lifetimes, we done probably died broke. Some other times we died rich. That's and Yahawashi is the proof of that. When he was King Solomon, he was rich as hell. Then when he came as Yahawashi, he was broke. And if you don't believe that, then your ass just need to go look at the videos, man. We done proved it already. Solomon was Yahawashi. We didn't explain that. We ain't gonna do it right now. Right? Depression, misery, afflicted, trouble. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going through that shit right now. And we just about to get into Jacob's trouble. That means the Lord don't give a damn about you, because he chose only the elect to be what? When you go into the root word of it, he only chose the elect to be occupied and busy with affliction. Nah. Doesn't matter how much money you fucking got. This is what you're going to be occupied with. Prophecy and misery. That's it. To be busied with. To afflict, oppress, humble. Be afflicted. Be bowed down. To be put down. Become low. To be depressed. Be downcast. To stoop. Right? Afflicted. Defile. Exercise. Force. But it also says gentleness. Because it says he'll correct us in measure. Weaken. That's why Paul said that we're strong through weakness. That's what we talked about yesterday. Our strength is through weakness. Because the Lord's chosen us to be in the furnace of affliction. Verse 11, why he do it? For mine own sake, even for mine own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? It's polluted any other way, unless the elect are being tried right now, man, in the fire of affliction, man. And I will not give my glory unto another. That's how we know he was King Solomon, man. What you think? You see how rich Solomon was, how wise he was, and he's the one who introduced Israel to all those wicked ass gods. And that's why when we talked about it, it said Yahawashi said he will be a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. That's how we know, man. He ain't gonna let nobody else do that. It's gonna be him. So we're gonna go back a little bit, going around going around Daniel 9 into some more history of it. You know, and then we're gonna close out. It's going to be the last one we're going to go into. But you know that the temple, the second temple, got finished being built around the 6th year of Darius the king. Okay? Not Darius the Mede, but Darius the Persian. Okay? We talked about that. So Haggai begins temple building. In the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, the word of the Lord, right? Talking about Yahawah, by Haggai, the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah. That's how, and you know, we know who Zerubbabel is. You know what? We ain't gonna tell you right now, but us who's in the truth, that's really in the truth, we know who that is. And to Joshua, and really when you go into that word Joshua, we ain't gonna go into it, but everybody knows, you know what that word goes into. The son of Jehozadak, the high priest, saying, "Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house shall be built," right? Really going into, you know, a foreshadowing of this temple that's right now you're seeing getting built, the third temple. And even in this time, we were just kind of getting to the point to where we were finishing the temple, but we needed to finish the outer skirts of it too. But that didn't come until Artaxerxes, okay, which is after, you know how you see that movie 300, and then they have the 300 men, those were the Jakes, and Xerxes was ruling. And when he died, his son Artaxerxes, he was basically ruling after that. And Nehemiah, no, not Nehemiah. Yeah. It was Nehemiah. Hold on, let me just double check to make sure. Yep. Nehemiah was his cupbearer to King Artaxerxes, and then basically he told him, like, man, why are you feeling so down? He said, well, because the rest of the outer skirts of Israel ain't been built. And he said, all right, well, you can go build it. Okay, we went into that. We went to the whole account of that about 12 days ago. So it is time for you, O ye dwell in your city, in your sealed houses, and this this house lie waste. Right now, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways, right? And this can be tied into today. Why, you got, certain things in your life, even my own, why we be like, damn, why ain't shit around me working? Because you didn't put the kingdom of heaven first, man. And we're not talking about just when you came in the truth. We're talking about before you came in the truth. That's why I said redeem the time, because the days are evil. So just because you come in the truth and you've been doing good for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, doesn't mean you done finished building what you were supposed to be building. That's why some of us are still in a position where we want to be in life. Okay. And we're talking about spiritually. I'm talking about considering our work for the tabernacle, man. Not know that you just got shit in the world, man. We're not talking about that. Now, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Right? O ye to dwell. We go back to 4. Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed, in your I think it's Gilead houses, and this house lie waste? Let's look up that word. Let's look up that word. He's basically saying, oh, so you just gonna be just chilling on the block, Jake, and you ain't done nothing for the brotherhood? Basically, that's what it's saying. When we talking about doing something for the brotherhood, that's heavy, man. That's a whole nother chess game. That's what Jake don't get, man.
Strong's H, 5603.
Like I said, we ain't saying that specifically to nobody, man. It's just how the Lord's telling me to come out with it. Really, it's to myself. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know who I am, man. We're talking about brothers. Y'all know who I am. A primitive root to hide by covering, especially to roof, passive, right? It's really just talking about, reserve, cover, seated, right? Talking about your worldly house. Basically what it's saying. Like whatever you got in the world, whatever you got going on. Right? And he said, in this house, a lot of waste. That's talking about the spiritual tabernacle. Right? Looking out for the brotherhood, pulling up, doing stuff for the brotherhood. Okay? It took 70 damn years to completely build the tabernacle last time. We only been here for 40 years. So you being here 2, 3 years, 5, 10 years, that ain't shit when it comes to building a tabernacle. That's why you got brothers that's been here for 20 years still being like, damn, I'm a new dude in this thing. Because that's the humble way you got to be. So consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. right? All of us is out here working like a motherfucker and barely bring in shit. And that's even way with the brotherhood. We done a whole lot of videos and stuff, but most of us be getting like 2 views, 3 views. We may get one brother to believe in the truth. We may get a couple friends of the prophets, right? You eat, but you have not enough, right? Because we you know, our what we owe the Most High is an unpayable debt. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. This is all going into the same thing I was just saying. And ye that earneth wages to put in the bag with holes, right? And you know, you can consider that spiritually and physically, because there's nothing that we can do in this world because the Lord said we were unprofitable servants, man. There's nothing that we can do in the spirit to feel like we done enough. That's basically what I'm saying. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. We almost done. This is the one I want to go into, because this is stuff that, you know, the spirit has been wanting me to go over and do a response on and do a little extra to it, because that's what the Lord told me to do, man. This is Blue Letter. But I advise you to go watch both of them videos, because both of those were definitely, you know, spiritual boosters, you know, especially for Jakes that are tough, you know, because I'm not no weak Jake, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the strongest Jake, but I ain't no weak Jake either. I need sometimes else impossible be like, get your ass off your ass. I'll be like, shit, let's go, man. Shit, pump Jake up, man. Shoot, we like getting corrected over here. That means the Lord is dealing with us. You know, shit, we got to get corrected over here. That makes us feel like, damn, you took the time out to cuss my ass out? Damn. You know, because it's different than when we be cussing out these scoffers and these mockers and shit. We doing that because, you know, it just vexes us. But when you really getting at a brother like that, that means that you love him, because you correcting him. I had several brothers cuss my ass out when I first came in the truth. I remember which ones they were by heart. You know, and they you know, they whoop my ass in the spirit, but you know, I still say shalom every now and then, but I still try to, you know, show them that respect, man. Show them that respect, you know, that, you know, I'm not going to just pull up on them any kind of way or be in their ass and shit. I'm not going to be in any matters like that. I'm going to report every now and then, you know, because we doing work over here too. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 10. So likewise ye, when ye shall have not done all those things which are commanded you, say we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. So even in all that, we did all those things, and we still consider unprofitable servants, man. We still consider not somebody that's profitable, and he's making us profitable, man. He bought the rest of the tab. All the shit that we've done. So even if we've been the truth for 17 billion years, we don't know shit. We didn't pay his cost. It's about Yahawashi.
Strong's G 888. Achrayas. Achrayas.
You know, that's how you say unprofitable. You know, so in a place where we're useless, it says useless, good for nothing. It says you've how you say that word? We're gonna look it up. Fuck it. Damn, it got it's a negative particle, okay, a derivative from a whole bunch of other shit that makes us feel like we know we ain't talking about shit without Bahasham man. That's not it. Hold on. I want to just know what that word reads because I'm not going to say it right. Let's go right here. Okay.
Euphemistically.
It means a mild or indirect word or expression instead of one considered too harsh or blunt. So this word useless, good for nothing, is a nice way of the Lord telling us, okay? Oh, shit, boy, the Lord is cold, boy. That's literally what he's saying, man. He said, this is the nice way of telling you. You're useless, motherfucker. So there ain't no time Jake need to be like, oh, yeah, I've been in the truth for 50 years. Like, it don't fucking matter, man. We are all useless to the Lord, lacking in value or merit. And you know what he said? He said he'll make a man more precious than fine gold. And that's only because of him, man. It's not because of us. It's not because of us at all. At all, man. So, hey, whatever. You see us out here wearing rocks and shit, it's because it show you that how everybody think we light, but we fucking heavy over here, man. We're heavy over here. That's just me. Okay, you got different brothers do different shit. I'm a weird brother. I like wearing rocks all over my neck so I can remember the Lord is whooping my ass. That helps me. Not everybody has to do that. But I'm going to do it the way I want to fucking do it, at least in that sense. I'm going to follow all the other rules. But if, you know, one of the apostles be like, take all them damn rocks off, I'll take them off. I ain't saying I ain't going to take them off. They tell me to take them off. I ain't heard nobody say that yet. Anyways, back to Haggai chapter 1, verse 8. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, right? Just talking spiritually. And I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord, right? We're supposed to be, you know, when you see a brother out there struggling, he teaching the truth. You know, that's why the elder Manasseh Zagba, not Manasseh Zagba, but elder Yahawah was saying, man, you never know. One day you might have to move a brother and his whole family in your room. That's what we here for. And that's why every time I talk to Quan, he'd be like, hey, man, we need to have this in here for the brothers. We need to have this in here for the brothers. That's the only time we spending money is when it's like, hey, in case a brother come down, we got to make sure we got to pull out the doggone blue carpet from him. You know how Esau say the red carpet, but we got blue garment. You know, we got the border blue. So we say the blue carpet. You know, bro, the blue carpet out. It's just a saying. You know, it's an inside joke. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We you know, that's all we talk about. That's the only time we trying to spend money is make sure that brother come down here, he know that we treat him like we treat Yahawashi. That's scriptural. That's scriptural, man. That's scriptural. You know, even though we are here trying to get our shit right. So you look for much and lo it came to little, right? Most brothers, and this should be on the spiritual side and the physical side. Most of us go get jobs. We don't bring in as much as we need. That's why you got certain brothers, 2-3 brothers living together. Or when you're doing the video, you be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, man, I only got one view on that shit. I actually went hard on that motherfucker. I was hoping I was getting some views on that motherfucker. And that's, you know, you can't be no brother and act like you ain't never been like, because we want to see people, our stuff be edifying. But then we got to remember, we got to remember those times like the apostles, they taught for 10 years and they wouldn't know fruit. Look at their stuff. Look at their stuff. You got us, the young brothers, we going back and watching their videos they did years and years ago. So who knows what he'll do with your stuff? Just because you got one view doesn't mean the Lord's not going to do no one. He's going to get it to whoever the elect he wants to get it to at the right time. It's all about timing. That's why we did that video about the praying mantis, how it strikes at the right time. That's what Jake got to, you know, consider. Some things He makes you put him there, and he makes it sit like a praying mantis, and then it strikes at the right time, and it hits who it needs to hit when it's going to actually be edifying to him. So just plant the seed, Jake, and plant another one. We're in the vineyard. This is just go to work. So when you brought it home, I did blow upon it, right? We're talking about, you know, in one way is Esau taking our damn taxes out of our shit. Okay. And then it could be the other way too, spiritually. Why, saith the Lord of hosts? Because mine house, that is waste. And ye run every man into his own house. See? Which means like you over here helping Esau Edom build his damn empire, being in damn military or being in fucking damn NFL football player, just being the fucking 6 rings and shit, like Michael Jordan in basketball. You building his fucking shit, but you ain't over here serving Israel. That's what it's talking about. So we're done. I went long enough. Lord willing, edifying to the flock. Shalom to elect Israel, hope elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreigners, like the nations, scattered across 4 corners of the earth. Want to give all praise, Barak, Yahawashi. Double honors to those and Apostle Great Millstone. Let us all to this truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. Kwame Yasharala Wa Ababa Ba. Shalom.